chosen ones. Welcome back. Welcome to my channel if you're new. I'd like to thank everyone for viewing, liking, sharing, and subscribing. This is the channel where you might get just some information as far as epiphanies that I have or downloads that come to me. We're all connected, so I like to share those things with all of you. Oh, my camera's crooked. Sorry, guys. But this is going to be a sort of a reading, okay? Because I did get some more information that I want to share with you, but I also wanted to draw a card on the information. So what has come through to me, and it came through to me quite a while ago, well, a couple weeks maybe, it's about compassion and why it's important to have compassion for others. And what it comes down to, there's a lot of messages that came through, and I'm going to try and remember all of them for you. I wish I had written them down now. The first thing that came through for me is we are not to have compassion for the other person for their sake. It's having compassion is not for the other person. It's for you. Because when you get into situations that seem negative, or, you know, where maybe somebody's not being nice to you, or, you know, whatever it may be, we tend to go down that negative road and want to fight back or want to lash out to that person if that's what they've done. Having compassion allows you to react a certain way, or respond, actually is a better way of putting it, to respond a certain way in which you walk away from the situation feeling really good about you because you handled it in a kind and gentle way. And so it is kind of for them, but it's more for you, right? Now, there was something else that I got, and I want to make sure I get it right. So give me a second here. Okay. I know this isn't quite how it came through to me, but it's about compassion is love. Now, it's not, this isn't going to sound right to you because it didn't sound right to me either when I heard it, but it's not about a love for the other person so much, again, as it is a love for yourself. And moving through life, doing and being someone that you can love. Someone that when you look back on the way you handled something, you're not beating yourself up over it, right? And the other thing is too, if you can't have compassion for yourself, so even when you do mess up, you know, don't be hard on yourself. Don't beat yourself up, because that's not compassion. You have to have compassion for yourself before you can have it for others, before you can show compassion. You have to show it to yourself before you can show it to others. So another reason that compassion is important, because you deserve the same kind of love and consideration that you would give someone else that you love, even people you don't love, you just, you know, you like, or you meet them on the street or whatever. Sometimes we give more consideration to strangers than we do ourselves. So it is about taking a look at yourself. Now, the cards that I drew, I wanted to know, and I asked, what would the outcome be if we were to move through life in a compassionate way? What does compassion bring back to us? Because, and now don't do it, you know, again, I know you're not doing things for the rewards that come from them. You're doing them just to be a better person, but always karma, right? So what is the good karma that comes from having compassion for yourself and for others? And the card that came out was this guy. This is the Sacred Destiny deck. It is fulfillment. Now I'm going to read that to you from the book, because there's some information in here that I think you're going to want to have, and I think Spirit wants you to have. So let's put this in front of the camera to give you something to look at while I'm speaking. Get this deck over here so I can have it at the right height for you. Okay, there you go. So, fulfillment. It says, laden peach tree. The peach tree blooms early, and because of this, it is often a symbol of spring and the renewal of life. It is also the Chinese symbol of a happy marriage and of fertility. In some traditions, it stands for immortality. Ripe peaches also portend fertility and great fulfillment. In Korean traditions, the peach represents happiness, riches, honors, and longevity. In the Renaissance, peaches represented the heart and love, and speaking the truth from one's heart. The sacred landscape wants you to know this. Fulfillment is at hand. No matter what is occurring in your life, put your attention on what is splendid, pleasurable, and luscious. Find bliss in the moment. Love fully, deeply, without hesitation. Cherish your friendships. Fill your life with people, experiences, and places that give you delight. Let go of people and things that don't feel empowering and that drag your energy down. You no longer need to put the needs of others ahead of your own needs. If you've had any health issues, a ripe peach represents a return to better health. Savor your life with gusto and with grace. Experience and embrace life in all its permutations. If you want to conceive a baby or a new project or start a new relationship, this card is an excellent omen for a great outcome. And I want to point out, this talks about loving fully and deeply and without hesitation. And like I said already, loving or compassion is a form of love, right? Now, the bottom of the deck, meaning the overall energy around my question, is none other than transformation. So I am going to read this for you from the book too, because there was some interesting information in that. It says, blue butterfly. It's no accident that the butterfly represents transformation, rebirth, and resurrection. Remarkably, when the caterpillar becomes a chrysalis, it doesn't just instantly become a butterfly. It actually dissolves into a kind of soup. In other words, it liquefies itself, and out of that emerges something completely different. It's a true transformation. In some cultures, blue butterflies are considered very good luck and even wish granters. In Native American tribes, it is believed that a wish whispered to a butterfly will be granted when it flies to the heavens. The Native American shawl dance, which celebrates renewal, is derived from the butterfly dance. Also, the color blue represents a calmness, peace, and spiritual attunement, and the blue butterfly is thought to carry all these meanings. The sacred landscape wants you to know this. This is the time for change, reinvention, or a rebirth into a new way of being. If you've been plodding along, this card suggests that you take measures to shift everything. Don't resist change. Now remember, I just did a reading on my other channel, or maybe it was in this one, somewhere. I'll find it and I'll try and link it at the end of this one, in regards to the shift, okay? The big shift that's coming. The blue color suggests a spiritual renewal or initiation. Transformation doesn't mean taking something old and remodeling it or rearranging a few things. It means becoming something completely different or doing something completely different. Change is often uncomfortable, but it's usually for the highest good. This is a very lucky card, and drawing this card can mean that a wish may be about to come true. Isn't that interesting? So, and like I said, my question was, what happens if we show compassion? Because that's all around me right now. Everything I watch and listen to, there is something in it that talks about compassion. So I know there was a point in time not too long ago where all we seemed to hear about was inner peace. So we were meant to do what it took to find that inner peace. Now we're in a place, those of us that this resonates with, we're now in a place where it's all about having compassion for yourself first, because that's the only way you can have it for others, okay? And when you can do that, when you can get to that place of feeling the compassion and being compassionate towards yourself and others, you're going to have a wish come true, a great big wish come true. And you know why? Because when we get to that place where we have inner peace, And we are compassionate we are compassionate beings. Our vibration goes way up here. And we are now a match to bigger and better things. We are in alignment, if you will, with the bigger and better things. So that's when the door opens. The wishes start to flow. The wishes that are being granted start to flow to you because you are in alignment with them. They can now make their way to you. So right now, chosen ones, it's a time of remaining with inner peace. And it's also a time to try to be more aware and mindful of being compassionate for yourself, towards yourself, and toward others. I hope this resonates with you. I hope it helps you. I love you guys, and I will see you next time.